Hello children, today we'll start with a new topic that is the part of your writing section, and the topic is message writing. Before learning to know how to write a message, first of all we'll try to understand what message writing is. So let's see. A message is a short piece of information that is written for someone to whom you are unable to speak for some reason. That means it is a short piece of information that is passed on to the person who is not available at the scene. Alright? Sometimes a message is passed on through telephone. We can pass on the messages through telephone also. However, if the person for whom the message is meant is not available, then someone else who receives the message, he can write it, he can convey it to the concerned person by writing it on a piece of paper. Generally, children, this happens to us also. When the phone rings and you pick up the phone, this is the phone maybe of the friend of your father, mother or your brother. You receive the call and you get the information or you get the message given by that person now. It is your duty to convey this message to the concerned person. Alright, in that case, suppose you are about to leave the house too in a few minutes. So what will you do? You will definitely write a message somewhere so that it can be received by the person who is the concerned person. Alright, let's see. The main points of the conversation should be incorporated in the message accurately and clearly. So one thing that is very important to keep in mind while writing a message is that the information that is given by the person for the concerned person, all the information accurately should be included in your message. That means the information given by the person should not be distorted, or you should not add something on your own. The information should be passed as it is. It teaches students to retrieve and interpret information, and it definitely teaches you how to interpret the message from the conversation that you have had with that person who wants to convey the message or who has left the message with you to convey to the concerned person. A message can also be written based on some written inputs instead of a telephonic conversation. Suppose you yourself have got a written message, and with the help of the information given in this written message, you have to pass on the information to someone else. Then also you can interpret the message from that message and you can pass it on to the other person. Or suppose you have received a telephone call. Through that telephonic conversation, you can interpret the message and then you can pass it on to the person for whom this message is meant for. Alright? Points to be remembered. There are a few points to be remembered while writing the message. A message should be enclosed in a box, as we have already done in the notice writing, children. In the same way, after writing the message, it should be boxed up. It should be written in the proper format as shown below. I'll show you the format, and according to the format you have to write that message. Word limit should be 50 words. I hope you remember in the notice writing also the word limit was 50 words. In message writing also the word limit is 50 words. Message can be written as an informal or a formal tone. According to your relation with that person, the tone of your writing can be formal or informal. See, this is the format. At the center, at the very top, the word message is written so that the person who reads the message can understand that this is a message. Now, we'll come at the left hand side. First of all, in the first line, we'll write the date. After leaving one space, we'll write the time. And then, after leaving one space or two spaces, we'll write the salutation. Salutation is like dear mother, dear father or dear brother, whosoever it is. After the salutation, we will write the content. The content consists of the information, consists of the message that you want to convey to the concerned person. At the last, after writing the content, after writing the message, again at the left hand side at the bottom, you will write the name of the person who is writing the message. Suppose you are writing the message, you will write your own name, so that the person who receives the message can understand that this message is written by you. I hope children, the matter is very easy to understand. Now let's see a few examples to understand how we can interpret message from the telephonic conversation and how we can write the message. Read the following conversation carefully. Ram. I am Ram, a friend of Mohan. Where is he? Now this is a call from Ram. Sohan. That means Sohan picks up the phone. He has gone to the market. Can I help you please? Ram. Oh sure, please convey to him that today's music classes shall remain suspended because the teacher is not well. The same will be held on Sunday. Could you please pass this message to him? That means this is a call from Ram. Sohan picks the phone and Ram conveys a message, or Ram leaves a message with Sohan. Sohan, oh sure. Ram says thank you, because now he has given this information that has to be passed on to whom? To Mohan. Alright. So this was a telephonic conversation. In this there were two people. One was Ram who wanted to give the message to Mohan. But Mohan is not present at the scene because phone is picked up by Sohan. So Sohan gets this message from Ram, and now Sohan will convey this message to Mohan. Alright, what is the message? What is the information? The information says that the music classes for that day would remain suspended and they would be held on Sunday. Alright. And this message had to be passed on to Mohan. Clear? Sohan says, okay, sure. He would be able to pass the message, and Ram says, thank you. Now, Ram's work is done. Now, can you understand, children, whose work is to convey the message to whom? First of all, it is very important to understand who will write the message and to whom the message will be written. So, Sohan has received the phone. So, Sohan will write the message. And to whom? To Mohan he will write the message. Alright, and what is the piece of information? The piece of information is this, that the music classes were suspended and they will be held on Sunday. This is the piece of information that has to be conveyed by Sohan to Mohan. Now let's see the question. As Sohan is going to his tuition classes, he needs to write the message for Mohan, because Sohan for the whole day will not be available in the house. So he will have to leave a message for his brother Mohan. So write the message on his behalf. That means you will, while writing the answer, you will assume yourself as Sohan, and then you will write a message to Mohan. I hope children this is clear. Okay, let's see how we do it. This is the answer. That means this is the message. In the center, we have written the word message. Then again at the left, we have written the date and the time, and then dear Mohan. Why dear Mohan is the salutation? Because this message is meant for Mohan. Next comes the content, that is the main information that has to be passed on to Mohan. Today your friend Ram called upon you when you had been to the market. He said that your music classes shall remain suspended because your teacher is not well. the same will be held on Sunday. That means in a few lines the whole message is given to Mohan. Now at the bottom, at the left hand side, the name of Sohan, who is writing the message. I think children this is clear to all of you. And the word limit, the stipulated word limit given by CBSE for writing a message is 50 words only. So you all have to stick to the word limit also. Let's see one more example. Shashi had the following conversation with Ajit, a friend of his elder brother. Let's see what is the conversation. Ajit, may I speak to Rohan please? I am Ajit, his friend. Shashi says, Rohan is not at home. I am Shashi, his brother. Can I do anything for you? Ajit says, I have to inform something to him. Shashi, please tell me, I'll inform him. Ajit, yesterday we had decided to meet at 5 p.m. in Colonies Park, so please remind him. Shashi, sure, I'll inform him when he comes back. Now, after reading this telephonic conversation, children, you can understand that Ajit wanted to convey a message to Rohan. Is this clear? But now the message is received by Shashi. So it is Shashi's duty to convey this message to Rohan. I hope this is clear. These two things are clear. Now the next important thing is the information itself, because the correct information has to be passed on to the concerned person, who is Rohan here. So let's see what is the piece of information. The piece of information is that Ajit and Rohan had to meet, they decided to meet at 5 p.m. in the Colonies Park. And Ajit wanted to remind this decision of theirs to Rohan. Alright, that is why this message is received by Shashi. Now Shashi will write the message. Let's see. The question is, as Shashi had to leave for his tuition classes, write the message on his behalf. Again, Shashi will not be available when Rohan comes back. So, what is the best way to convey the message now? The best way to convey the message is to leave a message by writing it on a piece of paper for Rohan. So, let's see. On behalf of Shashi, you have to write the message. Let's see how you do it, how we can do it. The answer is, at the center, at the very top, you can see the word message is written. Again, the date is written at the left hand side. After one space, time is written. That is very important to write. And next is the salutation for whom this message is meant for. Next, the content itself comes, and at the bottom, the name of the person who is writing the message. Let's see the content. Ajit had called upon you when you had been to market. He has left a message to remind you about your meeting with him at 5 p.m. in Colonies Park. Don't forget it, please. That means the message is conveyed as it is. So, Shashi has not added anything to the message given by Ajit. Alright? I hope children, this example is also clear. Okay. I think with the help of these two examples, you have understood how to write the message, and this is very important to box up the message, and this is also very important to keep the word limit in the mind while writing the message, and that the information should not be distorted and nothing should be added to this information. It should be written as it is. Alright, so the three things which are very important while interpreting the message from the telephonic conversation is, what are these three? These three things are, one is the person who is writing the message, second, for whom you are writing the message, and the third is, what is the information. If you keep these three things in mind, the message will be quite clear and you'll be able to write a good message, clear message. And children, this is clear? Thank you.